have our guest here with us. Everything checks out and is working okay. So I'm going to go ahead and get today's program started. Welcome to Learn Around the World's Read Around the World. Let's get started. All right. Welcome all explorers watching from around the world. Coming live to you today from Portland, Maine. This is Learn Around the World's guest speaker program, where we invite authors on the program to read to you and we can ask them questions. Before we get started today, we always like to acknowledge here on the program, we're coming to you live today from Portland, Maine, which is on ancestral land of the Wabanaki Confederacy. If you want to know what our live weather is like today in Portland, Maine, this is our live cam out over the Casco Bay. You can see it's 53 degrees. If you don't know whose native land you live on, this is one of our favorite tools to use here at Learn Around the World, and it's called native-land.ca. It's a website. You can come and toggle on different native lands throughout North America and all over the world. Actually, they keep expanding, and find out whose native land you live on, and that's important. Good information to learn as a great global citizen. All right, so welcome back, everyone. We're going to go ahead and get started with today's program. So I'm going to introduce our guest author today. This is our first returning guest author, so I'm super excited to welcome back once again Miss Zinet Kemal. Zinet is an immigrant from Ethiopia living in Minnesota today. She works in a career in cybersecurity, and she's going to have lots of wonderful information to share with us how to stay safe online today. In fact, that's what her book is all about. I'll let her introduce her book to you, but first, we always like talking about locations. So if you need a review where Minnesota is located, Zinet's coming to us live today from the Twin Cities area. So that is going to be near Minneapolis and St. Paul, Minnesota. And I'll go ahead and let Zinet let us know, what do you like living about, like living in Minnesota? Zinet?
I am not going to say the snow, the summer, and yeah, I think it's all about the summer. I came from Ethiopia, so I cannot say that I enjoy this the snow, because we don't know the snow there. It's too cold for us, but we're getting used to it. It's been 9 years, but it's a beautiful city. It's a beautiful state.
All right, well, wonderful. Well, welcome back once again, Zinet, and I'm going to throw everything over to you and let you introduce your book to us, your newest book, by the way. And you were on the program with us once before, reading Proud in Her Hijab, and we had rave reviews from that program. And it's one of my favorite books to read and give away now. And I'm excited to learn all about your new book. Would you like to introduce your new book to us, and maybe we'll read and then take questions from our audience?
Yeah, absolutely. Thank you for having me again, Brandon. It's been a joy. Last time when we did it, we had a lot of feedback and a lot of questions from just the students, and it's been really encouraging. And that's why I came up with the second book, Oh No, Hacked Again. It's the main message of the book is to teach kids the importance of online safety, and then to encourage, young readers, especially girls, to pursue a career. Maybe when they grow up, if they're interested, to spark that interest to be in a cybersecurity space. As myself, who transitioned into the field from another field when I moved here from Ethiopia to the US 9 years ago, it's been exciting. So, and all of the characters in this book are my 4 kids, because I'm a mom of 4. All of the children, and at the back there is the 4th one, the youngest one, Harun. So it's been interesting just to have kids who look like us and our family be represented in the literatures that they read. It's an award-winning book, and it's been a bestseller on Amazon. But just the joy of just sharing a story that kids can relate to, just getting their feedbacks from the parents and the kids, how it has been helpful, has been really encouraging and fulfilling. So I'm excited to share it with you all today. So we can get started reading. But yeah, I work in a cybersecurity space. Like I mentioned, I'm a mom of 4 between the ages of 12 and 2-year-old toddler, 2 boys and 2 girls. They love online gaming, and they're obviously the ones that inspired me to write the book. So a lot of the stories are true stories in the book too. Um, and yeah, like I work in a Fortune 500 company as a cloud security engineer currently. Currently, I'm on my lunch break reading aloud, and it's also Ramadan, the month of fasting. So since I don't eat lunch, I guess I'll use it for read aloud, which is fun. Um, what else? Yeah, I think we can get started.
All right, let's do it.
Okay, so the title is "Oh No, Hacked Again." You can see the panic in the cover of the book, um, and I don't know if you're sharing anything, Brandon, from your end, but I could also be showing some of the illustrations as I go through it. Written by me, and my the illustrator of the book is from Russia, Moscow. Her name is Sasha. She's awesome. And the dedication is I dedicate this book to all children from different walks of life. You know, remember that your future is bright and limitless. Dream big. You can be anything you want to be. There's my acknowledgement, and there's a special note from the author. And I'd like to read that quickly. Like I wrote this book inspired by the experiences of my own children. It's their story, and if it happened to them, it's likely that it has happened to other families as well. In this era of the digital world, when kids are spending more time online than ever, everyone needs to be careful. As an individual who works in a cybersecurity field, and most importantly, as a mother, I care so much about, not only protecting my own children, but also children everywhere. I want them all to stay safe online, whether gaming or surfing the internet. That's why I wrote the book for children and their families. Oh No, Hacked Again, a story about online safety, can be an excellent conversation starter about the importance of staying safe online. I also hope it will spark children's interest in, the possibility of pursuing a career in the field of cybersecurity when they grow up. That is the author's note. Um, and it's a transitional kind of chapter book, but it's a shorter one. So the story begins, chapter one. That's where the story begins with the gaming controller thing. Hey, my name is Ilham. I am 8 years old. My two siblings and I love to play games online, especially games on Zocanda, one of the best gaming platforms. Our favorites so far are Corky and Hippo. I also play Kubba because my big brother Imran is a pro in that game. My little sister Iman and I like to play with him. I know a lot of our school friends, cousins, and neighbor kids who play different games on Zocanda. Did I mention I have been playing Zocanda games my entire life? Okay, okay, I'm being a little dramatic. Not my whole life, but since I was 4 years old. My parents let us play online games, but they don't like it when we play too much. They are happier when we play outdoors or read books. They don't want us to play more than 2 hours a day, but that rarely happens, and we always end up playing longer than that. Why? Because the games are so good. Since the beginning of the pandemic lockdown, I know for sure we've played more because we stayed at home more. Of course, we also like reading books and playing with our adorable little brother Harun. But when he naps, we enjoy playing online games, whispering and quietly giggling. Chapter 2, The Panic. It's getting interesting. It was a wonderful Tuesday summer morning in Blaine, Minnesota. My siblings and I had just gotten home from playing backyard soccer. The heat from the sun was already making us too exhausted to keep playing. Both mom and dad were working from home on their computers. Harun was taking his mid morning nap. It was the perfect time to have some fun, just as planned. I grabbed my tablet and went straight to Imran's bedroom, ready to start the game. We were all excited because we had been talking about playing together in this huge tournament for over a week. I noticed I was locked out of my account. I thought that was weird and I tried entering my password, but it didn't work. A few minutes later, hey guys, I couldn't log in. Feeling frantic, I almost screamed at my siblings. I know I put in my password correctly and I tried 3 times already. Try again, said Imran absently, keeping his eyes glued to his screen. No, I already tried it again. It doesn't work. I was freaking out. Are you sure? Can you type slowly this time and try again? Imran suggested. That's the big brother. Oh, wait, I froze. My mind immediately rushed to the night before. Oh, what happened? I was looking to replace my current online avatar and needed free coin, a digital currency to shop for skins and items on Zakanda. So I searched for free coin and it prompted me to enter my username and password. Then I had to complete some survey and obstacle challenges. Now it finally dawned on me. Oh no, I gasped. I think I've been hacked. And I think I know what happened. So I told Imran and Iman about my adventure from the night before when I was trying to get free coin. How could I be so naive? I felt myself begin to panic. Imran, I said nervously, I know you warned me about those surveys and being careful with my password. I don't know even why I thought it was a good idea to enter my username and password. It looked so legit though. This can't be happening again, I moaned. Yes, you read that right. Again. Chapter 3, The Takeover. A few months ago, one of my online friends offered to send coin to my account. She asked me for my password so she could transfer it. I knew I wasn't supposed to share my password with anyone, but I trusted her. She promised she only needed my password to transfer the coin. The next thing I knew, I couldn't log back in and I lost my account. I was devastated. My mom had already warned us not to share our passwords or any personal information with any of our online friends. She always reminded us not to play online with the strangers, but only with the people we knew from school or in person. She was very serious about it and kept telling us to be cautious and stay safe online. But I wasn't. Now, how would I tell my mom that I got hacked again? I felt awful. Why do people scam and trick other people? Why is this always happening to me? I asked myself out loud. I was sad and felt embarrassed too. I decided not to tell my parents. Hey guys, mom can't know about this, I warned my siblings. Okay, sure, we won't tell her if you don't want us to, but when are we going to play together? Asked Iman, frustrated. I don't feel like playing now. You guys go ahead without me. It's my fault and I should have known better, I told them. I put my tablet away and went to my bedroom. We had been planning for this game since last week. Why now? Why do I keep falling for such tricks? Laying on my bed, I hugged my pillow and started to cry. Oh, Ilham, please don't be so hard on yourself, Imran said. It happens to everyone at least once. He and Iman were by my bedside. Apparently, they had followed me to my room. It happened to me before, and you both knew about it, said Imran, patting my shoulder, trying to calm me down. It even happens to adults, he reminded us. Mom told me grown ups fall for these tricks, click bad links, and enter their passwords into wrong places all the time. Oh, I remember what those are called. Iman jumped in. That's the little sister. I heard mom says they are phishing links. Phishing with PH, not F. Get it? My brother and I looked at her and said nothing. She continued, guys, you know I'm always careful. I've never lost my account and I've never gotten hacked before either. Well, thanks, Smarty Pants. That makes me feel so much better, I replied sarcastically. Rolling my eyes, I buried my face into my pillow. Imran was right though. Someone tricked him in the past and lured him into giving his passwords too. I remembered how upset he was when he lost his account. Also, another time, some kid even threatened Imran, saying he knew his IP address and would leak it unless he showed his face on a chat. Imran had played with him for almost a year, but he wasn't comfortable showing his face. So he refused. I remember this kid calling himself Imran's big brother. He told Imran not to talk about him to any member of his family. That terrified Imran. He thought this kid would hack our Wi Fi and the whole family would be in danger. Since Imran didn't want to get in trouble, he told me and Iman not to tell our parents. I was scared too. Somebody needed to do the right thing. So I told mom anyway. She always encouraged us to go to her or dad if there was a problem, no matter what happened. That's when mom blocked the person and told all of us not to trust anyone online or share our personal information. I am so glad I told her because I saw how relieved Imran was afterward. Seeing that kid get busted was so awesome. Chapter 4, Doing the Right Thing. Trying to pick myself up, I asked my siblings, "It's not like I'm the only one falling for this, right?" "Right," they both answered at the same time. Iman added, "Just go to mom and remind her about what she told us. About not keeping anything from her or dad." The little ones are always the smartest. "Okay, fine, I gave in. You're right, mom." Mom did say that. Right then, I decided to do the right thing. "I'll tell her when she finishes her meeting," I announced it, still feeling awful. "Yes, we can probably make it in time for the game," Iman said excitedly. So as soon as mom finished her video call from work, I told her everything. She listened quietly. I waited anxiously for her response, biting my lip and chewing at my fingernails. She said nothing. Is she mad at me? I thought to myself. Mom locked off her work computer screen and took a sip from her coffee mug. She then swiveled her chair and looked towards me again, staying silent. My mind was racing. Why wasn't she saying anything? Oh no, she must be very upset with me. Why wouldn't she be? She would probably ground all of us. I knew it. I should have kept it to myself. I am so doomed. A few moments later, Mom said, "I am glad you told me." I exhaled. But she continued, then she paused for a minute, which seemed like an hour to me. "Uh-oh, there is a but, and nothing good ever comes after a but. Well, usually." I was even more nervous now. "Entering your password to some random site looking for free stuff?" Mom asked, not really expecting an answer. "I mean, given what happened last time and how we talked about not sharing your password, what were you thinking?" "I know, Mom, that this looks so legit, and I thought the link was from Zocanda itself." "You have to remember to be more careful. Ask me or dad to check to see if it's safe before you enter your information or click a suspicious link," she scolded me. Mom left her home office and I followed her. "Mom, I lost everything and there was lots of cool stuff on my account. I can never recover it or have a cool avatar like I had before." Thinking of all the time and effort I had put into my account, my eyes started tearing up, of course. Mom stopped and hugged me. "I know it's hard and I understand," she said. "But think of it this way, you learned another important lesson." Look at the all the passwords leaking from the stolen password. "Last time when you lost your account, you learned to never share your password with anyone," she said. "You can't share it with your close friends either, even if they say 'I swear' or offer to transfer free coin, right?" Mom prompted. "Right," I responded, still feeling foolish. But mom, she was my friend. She said she would just add coin to my account. She swore on it 4 times and literally said she wouldn't hack me. Now that I think about it, I felt so silly for trusting that girl. Mom smiled as if she knew what was going through my mind. "Now, will you be more cautious about clicking links or giving out your username or password?" I nodded my head and smiled back at my mom. And this is where they were like consoling and just comforting her daughter. Chapter 5, and the last one, the lesson. Did I mention my mom is so dope and has the coolest job? Yeah, she is a cybersecurity engineer who keeps computers safe from bad hackers and bad guys, like a ninja and a superhero. I want to do that too when I grow up, become a cyber hero. Anyways, back to my crisis. "I promise I'll be more careful next time, Mom," I said. I'm just sad that I lost all my coin, my account, and all my friends. Mom looked at me. How about we have lunch first? She asked. Then I need some help with something. It will be a chore for you so you can earn an allowance to buy you your own coin. She winked at me with a grin on her face. My eyes lit up. I jumped up and hugged her. Thank you, Mom. You are the best. Mom squeezed me back. You are so welcome, sweetie. I am so glad that you came to me. That was the right thing to do. I am so proud of you. When you create your new account, please don't forget to add two-step verification this time, added my nerdy big brother sneaking up behind us. It helps to protect your account one step further. Wait, a what step verification now? I looked up at him, very confused. I can explain and show you how to set up. I just use my email to do that, said Imran. Look at you, Mom gushed happily. I knew nothing about computers when I was your age or even much older. You are all so smart. And a lot of the kitchen things that are displayed in the background, like Ethiopian coffee ceremony things that in the background. Um, yeah, the kitchen items. Oh, Harun is up from his naps, she said, listening. I got him, said Dad, coming down the stairs, holding Harun in his arms. I ran upstairs, eager to plan my online shopping spree for some more cool stuff. I couldn't wait to earn my allowance and buy my own coin. I would get an awesome new avatar. Although I was still a little sad about losing my account, I am glad I shared everything with my mom. I was happy that my siblings and mom stood by to support me when I was frustrated. Now that Imran will teach Iman and me about two-step verification and show us how to set it up, my account will be more protected. Basically, what it means is that we would just need another special code from our email to log into our games on top of our passwords. I would definitely have to be more careful, never share my password or click any bad links. I am so lucky. This could have been much worse. I want to protect other kids and teach people about how to keep their information and computers safe from bad guys. Just like my mom and other cybersecurity experts do. Plus, I'm going to be an artist too. Painting is my favorite thing to do, and I'm good at it. My parents always say I can be anything I want to be. That afternoon, I had a wonderful time playing with my siblings, including baby Harun. Everything worked out just fine. That was just Ilham imagining herself being a cybersecurity in some security operations center. And then there are lessons from the book in the back. One of them is never ever share your password with anyone ever. Always listen to your parents about online safety advice and remember to share with them if you run into any online problems. Practice online safety by not sharing any personal information online, such as your date of birth, your school name, etc. Avoid clicking untrusted links and always ask an adult before entering, your username and password onto any website or gaming platform. Limit your screen time by aiming to play outdoors, do indoor activities, or read more books. Remember, cybersecurity is a great career option to consider. Children can learn about it now and prepare themselves by practicing online safety. And I have tried to define some of the terms in the back of the book. There is a term like what does cybersecurity mean or internet in our vocabulary section. If you can see that, and then what an internet is, what a Wi-Fi is, and what an IP address or phishing means, not that with the F, but with the PH, and then what two-step verification looks like. There is about the author section, about the illustrator section, and then it also has a section about like it also comes with like a coloring book where people, kids, my kids enjoy coloring book separately where they just color whatever is in there. But yeah, that's what the story is all about. There were different like professional reviewers who reviewed it, and it has been an amazing response so far. But I'm willing to answer any of your questions. Thank you for listening. It's kind of a bit long, but not so long. So thank you for your attention. I appreciate you all.
All right. Thank you so much. That was such a great story, and it seems to be very timely, especially for our some of our live classrooms. Looks like we have Miss Powers' classroom wanted to say, great story, and they're actually learning about online safety right now in their second grade virtual class. So how cool is that?
It is cool. So
And
cool. Thank
so and please, and I believe they're in Canada. So shout out Canada, by the way. And please let us know if you have any questions. Please put that in your Zoom chat right now. If you want to ask Zinet while we have her with us today. If you are watching from the live stream somewhere, you can use either at us at Learn Around the World or at Learn ATW on Twitter, or you can use the hashtag Read Around the World. We'll see your questions there as well. And well, right off the bat, is this a real game? I'm not connected to the gaming worlds anymore. Is this a real game, or is this a game you made up for the story?
I made up the Kanda platform, but there is a game that everybody else is familiar with. All of my kids, all the neighbor kids, all the cousins and school kids are familiar with that are similar functionality like this one. So it's supposed to mimic that, but the naming Zokanda, it's fictitious game. it's uh it's not real, but yeah.
And a couple of things that just stuck out to me from the story, and one of those I think is a big lesson, but not even share your password with your friends.
Exactly. And don't write it like for adults even that's a struggle. Like writing it on a sticky note or putting it on the computer itself, sticking it, that's a big no-no. But yeah, for kids because they tend to trust each other and they share that, and that happens. And I've seen that even among siblings threatening each other sometimes when they fight they say that I'm gonna hack you. I've seen them do that, and they come and cry and say like she's threatening me because she knows my password. She wanted to hack me, and I said just go ahead and change the password. And oh, that was simple, but don't share it. So yeah.
And I think this may be a good reminder as well with that is to make sure we have not using the same password for every single thing. Because if someone does know that password, then they have access to maybe something that's maybe not as problematic to, something that could be a big problem.
Exactly. And that's a challenge even for adults, like because we have so many logins that we have to track. And it's easier to reuse passwords, even though it's a no because once one is, compromised, then it's, and the cyber criminals are going to try on everything, like your banking, everywhere on your, so that's why it's recommended like to use password secret manager, like to use that so that you don't have to memorize everything because there's so many and it's hard to remember all of that. So but yeah, for kids, it's their gaming platforms, probably their emails for older ones. So yeah, don't share your password and don't write it down. It's good to have that mindset, security mindset from at a young age so that it doesn't get difficult, when you grow up.
Right. And I know lots of folks are interested out there, and I am as well. Could you explain to us a little bit about what a job in cybersecurity is like? Like, what do you do on a day to day, on like an average day? What's your job like?
Yeah, so cybersecurity is a very broad field. That's what I've discovered, relatively me being newer to the industry, only like 3 to 5 years. But it's so broad with 7 to 8 domains within it. There are people who are defending the network from, for before the bad guys, hack hack the system that we have. It's all about, protecting information, valuable information that could be sold out for some cheaper prices, or it could be protecting, like think of hospitals. Sometimes the cyber criminals hack the system and they shut down everything, and then unless a certain amount of money ransom is paid, they wouldn't let you access a patient record or anything. And as a result, there are data that patients might have died, or like the hospitals couldn't provide the service. So I did have that section where I defined what a cybersecurity is at the end, and it's hard to define it, even like the practice of protecting devices, networks, systems, and data through controls, technologies, and processes with the goal of reducing the risk of cyber attacks. So it's about reducing that risk, and some of the portion of the role might be after a cyber attack happened, after an information is disclosed, the confidentiality of a certain information is compromised, then there are investigators who will be doing forensics, digital forensics, to identify like what has happened. There's such an exciting and a huge field, and I think it would be cool for kids to consider it, like when they grow up, as much as kids would say, no, I want to be a doctor, I want to be an engineer. It's also a cool field to be in, and the world needs it, because there is always shortage of professionals in this space. And I think it's a cool field to be in, to protect those important information and to reduce risk for the businesses or for the hospitals. It can be hard to explain it for a child in a child's language, but that's in a nutshell. And it's so broad, like you can be doing so many things. Brandon, I think you're on mute.
Thank you. And I was getting lost in our conversation and forgot I was on mute there. And
Yeah.
I think it's a great point that you made there, because I think even young kids probably realize, there's so much on the internet, so much young kids do on the internet, and everything's on the internet now. And so it sounds like businesses, governments, everyone needs cybersecurity professionals. So if anyone's looking at careers to possibly go into, there's a big need, and there's going to be even more need for it, I think. What would you say your favorite part of your job is?
Ooh, the fact that it's very evolving, because you have to be staying, updated. I'm a learner. I like learning new things all the time, and like things are, no 2 days are the same usually. Sometimes the work can be demanding depending on the space. Like if you're working in a security operations center, you might be working overtime. Obviously, I'm not in that space because I have 4 kids, very young kids, so I like to be balancing those things. But I like the fact that you have to keep up with the learning, which could be also a challenge, but at the same time it's a good challenge. Like it's ever evolving. You have to stay updated, and that it's not boring, because I get bored easily. So it's helping with that regard. Yeah.
I do too. I do too. I like variety. So I think that at least what I'm thinking about is begs the question, from proud in her hijab to now, oh no, hacked again. You've gotten inspiration from your kids of something that actually happened. So my question for you is anything happened recently? Do we have a book number 3 on the way?
I don't think so. Like not really. I mean, I have been having some ideas. Like the kids, they're never running out of, and you'll never run out of inspiration when you have 4 kids. But I'm also doing my grad school, so this year I've been trying to focus on completing that one. But there might be, you never know. Maybe we'll just keep it surprising.
Well, I definitely want to say thank you for sharing with us today and reading to us. I think so many students out there have probably been glad to know that there's this field out there, and jobs in cybersecurity. And then hopefully everyone, no matter if they want to go into cybersecurity or not, they see the need, how all of us need to protect our passwords in everything that we do online, and even in gaming nowadays. When I was growing up in gaming, it wasn't that way. Everything was on a console. But I want to say thank you so much. I know you're here on your lunch break, so I don't want to take up much of your time and let you get a little bit of a break today. But thank you so much. And is there any, I would say, parting advice or wisdom for anyone that is interested in a career in cybersecurity or as a writer? You can kind of pick your choice, choose your own adventure, how you want to answer as we leave today.
Yeah, thank you for having me on. It's fun always sharing my books, especially, like kids who look like me and my family, just to see themselves represented in literatures like this. I know how much happiness that it brings. Just my kids walk in and see my books in a library or just in their classroom, because my kids' classroom in elementary school have them displayed there, and just seeing themselves and other kids as well. So it's been a pleasure. I think, for anybody, like it's a less diverse industry like cybersecurity. That's what I have discovered. So I just want to say that, for young girls, or anybody like who's interested in being in such fields in cybersecurity, like, know that you do belong and you can be in those spaces as well. As long as you have the passion, it's needed. Like, uh, the industry needs us more people, diverse people, and with diverse perspectives to solve the problems that we continue to face. But now it's not foreign to the kids, because we expose the kids to technology at early age, be it for gaming, internet surfing, or just for learning. Even with the pandemic, how much that was the only avenue that they had to connect with other people, and that's when the real hacking stories happen in my house. So we can never say that a cyber attacker don't have anything valuable to take from individuals, because they attack everybody. So just be vigilant on protecting ourselves and because our online presence and our physical presence are getting blurred as the day goes. And I think it's important to know those things. And as much as we teach our kids how to be vigilant about, like, no, don't talk to strangers like in real life, or like, be careful when you're crossing the street, look left and right. I think we should be teaching them those as well. And cybersecurity is a great space to work and contribute and do an impactful work as well that would actually help people. So yeah, I just want to say that. And if you want to write a book, you can too, because I was never a writer. I just started my first self-publishing journey, teaching myself from the scratch. I think I might have shared that with Proud in Her Hijab. I taught myself the whole journey through online and everything, and published my both books, and they're doing amazing. So it's a great experience. So I just want to say that if you have the stories, definitely everybody has have their own unique story, so you can share with the world, because it might be something that would solve other people's problems. And that's what books do. So they answer your question or just solve the problem. So I just want to say that, and I just want to thank you so much for having me on again. I'm grateful.
You're very welcome. I love promoting your books, and I love your story, and I love learning from you as well. And once again, thank you for offering your time for us today. And happy Ramadan, by the way, to you and your family. And for anyone watching out there, make sure if you have enjoyed today's reading, or if you are not familiar, we've mentioned Proud in Her Hijab today. If you are interested in more of Zinet's content and books, you can head over to ZinetKemal.com. She has all of her books and coloring books as well, companions content with them as well. So please go out there and support her work and her stories as well. If you've been enjoying our Read Around the World series, our next event is coming up soon. We have Deborah Martin, which is an author from the UK. She's going to be joining live with us and sharing select readings from several of her books, and talking about some of her upcoming stories as well, and talking a little bit about her neighborhood and area in the United Kingdom. So definitely make sure you check out that event on April 26th at 1 p.m. right back here at Learn Around the World's Read Around the World. And until next time, keep exploring and keep reading.